Aloha and welcome back to another Maestros Vibe. That's right. My name is Juan Espinal, and I am super stoked to be back here on the microphone. We've got our special guest host who's been here for our last few episodes, and I just wanted to reintroduce you to our show, Rae. Aloha.
Aloha, Juan. I'm so happy to be with you again today. Very exciting episode to cover our Earth Day activities. Can't wait to talk about it.
And that's something that I just wanted to say thank you for coming together to bring these important messages about our Earth to our community, our listeners, and anyone else who really wants to share this message with other people. I mean, we're talking about our island here. And Rae, I want to say thank you for our viewers who are watching on YouTube. You'll definitely check out these background images that were taken by Rae herself. These beautiful images actually represent our island, this place that we've been talking about these past few episodes. Here I am with Kona behind me, and
one has the beautiful Hualalai volcanic landscape in the area of Kaupulehu in West Hawaii. And here I am in East Hawaii at beautiful Hilo Bay with Mauna Kea behind us. Our mountains are very large in the experience of living in these communities. As you can see, the mountains really shape the area and the watersheds. And so we pay respect to them, especially as we talk about Earth Day and the ways that we can honor our resources. Mahalo nui, Juan.
Rae, mahalo to you, because I don't know if our listeners have gotten enough of a chance to hear from you. And I was hoping maybe you could just share just a little bit about your work with water and
Absolutely.
why it matters to you.
Oh, thank you, Juan. Aloha no, my name is Rae. Some people call me Rhiannon and others call me Tereari'i. I have many names. All of them are the same person doing work across the state of Hawaii. I've been so blessed to be born here and have lived on Maui, on Oahu, and Hawaii Island, where I have been doing some of the work in my career as an adult. I actually went to school twice in my life. The first time I went to college, I graduated with my bachelor's and thought I was never going back. And then I lived on Maui for about 10 years and saw so many things happening to the environment that I thought, oh my gosh, what are we going to do with so much development, not enough water, climate change, these impacts to archaeological sites and cultural resources were really frankly upsetting and asking me a lot of questions inside about what I could do to have maybe a different experience in the future than the one that we were experiencing at the time. And so that's what sent me to law school. I went to the law school first at UNLV because I got then later on, it turned out that their environmental law program was not as robust as initially anticipated because one of their greatest professors got recruited and went into the Obama administration. So I was very happy for him and sad for me, and went back to Hawaii where I graduated from the law school at Richardson, which is really a phenomenal law school. And I'm so grateful to have been able to go to school there and to study Native Hawaiian rights law and environmental law. And surely there's no other place in the world where I could have gotten that education. So I'm very honored to have continued to work with and through the law school to help communities around the state with water issues, as well as working separately through my own nonprofit called Waiwai Ola Waterkeepers Hawaiian Islands. And we're now changing our name to Waiwai Ola Ohana, which is really still all the same groups that we're doing the work across the state to improve water quality and really in the spirit of fishable, swimmable, drinkable, and reusable waters, being able to recycle water, especially in a community like Kona where Juan is, and that's such an important thing to do. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to introduce introduce myself, and I hope we can just talk a little bit more as we go about the work we're doing together.
Definitely. And thanks for sharing, because I think sometimes we jump right into the work. We want to do things and bringing together the law, the science, the facts. It's all coming together to really try and influence positive change in our communities. And it's something that influenced me to start this podcast with our fellow producers over you. I'm sure our listeners already know Kevin, Karina, big shout out to them as well. And what we want to do is talk about these issues and bring them to the forefront of the conversations that are being had in these different spaces. Because once that starts, well, then we can really start to see more change happening as things start to happen. Now, the difficult thing can be actually finding a way to make things happen. And I'm sure you've run into that, and I know myself, I run into that as well. And I know Dr. Rick was mentioning this in our last episode about how sometimes as a scientist, he can overwhelm people. To our listeners who have hung on this long, we don't want to overwhelm you. We want to give you actual options and opportunities that you can actually take right now to make your island a better place as well. There are so many different options, and it's all coming together literally right now as we speak. And that's why Rae and I got together for this special midday episode. We really wanted to start sharing more about what you can do. And yes, you listener, right now, you can do something right now. If you have a calendar, you might want to start taking a look, because it is Earth Day at the end of this week. Earth Day is a day where we celebrate and honor our land, our communities, our earth, and our planet. Here in Hawaii, to celebrate that and bring together a cultural resonance, there will be, and if you want to put this on your calendar for Friday, there will be a statewide chant. This is something that you can actually tune into online. If you are still not interested in being involved in a group setting, you can actually take a step back and listen online. But there are going to be a few live locations where you can listen and join in to an Ealae chant. Out here in Kona, we are going to have it on Konawaina School Road, and that information is going to be linked in our description. There's also going to be one happening at sunrise in Hilo. And Rae, maybe you want to share a little bit about where that's happening?
Absolutely. So it's going to be taking place at the Mo'oheo Bandstand, otherwise known as the Hilo Bandstand, which is right there by the bus terminal on Hilo Bay, very close to the farmers market area. And so we very much welcome everybody to come down. The mayor's office, council member Ashley Kirkowitz's office, and other county staff will be there, in addition to community members and students. The goal is to really greet the sun. E ala e is a chant that we do at sunrise, and it is not normally associated with Earth Day, but it was a suggestion actually by Todd Yamashita, one of our colleagues that are working on statewide events here for Earth Day, and he thought about the idea of waking up, because E ala e also means to wake up, and to kind of have this idea of malama'aina instilled in us on Earth Day. So getting up with the idea of E ala e to malama'aina. And so for us in Hilo Bay, we're going to be doing the E ala e chant just a few minutes before sunrise. Sunrise is at 5:59 in Hilo Bay. And so we're going to get started just a few minutes before that and chant until the sun comes up. Once the sun comes up, we are going to gather a little bit. The mayor will be there to speak. He has done a proclamation about Earth Day, and we're going to talk about some of the activities that are available, and then do our own cleanup. And so everybody who joins us for ALA is invited to stay for a brief cleanup. And that will take place immediately after, and that would be about 6:15 a.m. And I imagine we would be done by 7:15 a.m. Or sooner. In fact, it's just going to be a very very welcoming and easy opportunity, for people to be involved and do something positive, and then they can go about their day. It's a Friday. People have to go to school, work, and do those other things. And so we support you and thank you so much in advance for your interest in joining us. Mahalo nui.
And again, if that interests you, but you just want to tune in online, that's okay too from your home. You can actually go to volunteerweekhawaii.com. You're going to start seeing all these links for places statewide where they will be leading this chant. And if you are starting to catch the bug and you're like, I want to do something actually now, or maybe after this Friday, there is actually a whole host of opportunities on this island, Hawaii Island, and every other island in this state for different opportunities where you can actually volunteer with different organizations. There's organizations like thrift shops and different organizations like churches and all different places that you can actually start to get your hands dirty to really clean up what's happening in our communities, because it takes an entire community to help make positive change. It
That's
cannot
right.
just be one person. It cannot just be two people here.
Yes, that's
as
right.
much as we want to broadcast it.
Well, and that's why we're so grateful for our partners. We have an incredible partnership in both the County of Hawaii and also in Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware is a part of a chain of stores, which includes Ben Franklin. And they have really supported Earth Day in a big way and are offering all of their sites as pickup locations for our prepackaged cleanups, cleanup packs that are already available at all Ace Hardware stores on Hawaii Island. And so that is in the communities of Hilo, Kea'au, Pahoa, Na'alehu, Ocean View, Captain Cook, Kona, and Waimea. And so in Hilo, there are 2 locations, which is Ben Franklin and Ace Hardware, for a total of 9 sites island-wide. And we're so grateful to both Ben Franklin and Ace Hardware for allowing folks to come in and pick up these free packets of bags and gloves that can be used to go out and do a cleanup. And they include a little information in each packet about how you can send us the photos and the details from your cleanup and be included in this statewide effort to Malama Aina during Volunteer Week. And so if you're not available on Friday, we totally understand. And that's why there's something called Volunteer Week, which allows you to Malama Aina at any time that works for you and your ohana between the 17th and the 23rd of April. So this past Sunday was the beginning of Volunteer Week. And it takes us straight through this week until the Saturday after Earth Day for you to be able to do any kind of activities that you would like to support our environment. And one of the most, I think, accessible ways to do that is to just grab a bag and some gloves and pick up the trash that is on its way to the ocean. We live on islands. All it takes is another big rain to move that trash to a storm drain or a river or down to the ocean. And so where it's going to cause more problems. And we just want to be able to help in any small way that we can. And I think that, some of our environmental problems are really overwhelming. And I can say that as somebody who studies them closely. And one of the things I think about all the time is like focusing on what can we do right now? And what we can do right now is take care of our community and keep this trash out of the water. And anybody from age 2 to 102 can do this. Actually, my grandparents join me when I go out, and it's something really that anybody can do. So mahalo nui for your interest in taking part in this.
Yes, and thank you to Ace Hardware. Rae, thank you so much for linking up with Ace Hardware, a powerful, locally owned and operated group of businesses here on this island that have chosen to come together and provide that just so we can all do something really simple. You shouldn't have to pay money to have to give back, and you really don't have to pay any money. This is just something that's going to ask of your time. We know that time is our most valuable resource. And if you can donate just a bit of it, I challenge you to really reflect on the feelings you have afterwards, because I venture to guess you will appreciate it. You will come out feeling a certain lightness that will carry you throughout the day and hopefully continue to positively impact others. We've got these chants you can be a part of. We've got all different organizations on Volunteer Week Hawaii. We've got Ace Hardware all on this island on board, ready for you to pick things up and clean things up. We've got this podcast available for you to listen to and learn, so you can learn even more facts and maybe get involved in different ways. This is all hopefully in the effort to inspire you to make a change. Yes, you, our listener, our viewer, that person who has been with us on this journey. And Rae, we're going to catch up with you some more. We're going to catch up with our wonderful council member, Ashley Kierkowitz, later on this week. We've got so much happening. I don't want to hold you on the microphone for too long, but this has been a stupendous and amazing 3-episode series here that you've joined us for. And just thinking about what we've learned throughout this time, and as your time as our co-host is slowly coming to a close for now, do you have any final message you'd like to share with our listeners?
Oh, Juan, first I want to thank you so much for putting this podcast together to motivate hearts and minds, and then to allow this space to be focused on the environment for these last couple of episodes, and really specifically on water. I think that we all are a part of this. And if you get a chance to watch all 3 episodes, you will know how you are a part of our story of the water and the health of our communities, and how each person can become involved in doing something, whether it's conserving a little bit of water, planting, things in your yard that are less thirsty and more are helping with water conservation. And things that you can do beyond that, like getting actually involved in storm drain stenciling, picking up trash, getting engaged with the community in any way that you can. We're here to support all of the different ways that you can take action. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to either kanuhawaii.org or on our website, which is waterkeepershi.org, and you can be involved. And so we support basically personal action. And that's what a lot of this has been about, I think. It's about personal responsibility and recognizing our role in the broader community. And especially when we all need water, we all are definitely a part of the health of our waters, in that our health is directly related to the quality of the water that we are swimming in, drinking, fishing in. All of it really hits home directly. So I want to thank Dr. Rick and Darian for their work that they've shared on previous episodes. And again, thank you to all the listeners for tuning in and really caring about the issues, whether you live here in Hawaii or you live outside of Hawaii, and you care about the health of the environment here. We appreciate you. And we wish you a very, very happy Earth Day and look forward to connecting again soon. Mahalo nui.
Well said. We're going to put all of those links in the description, like I said, so you can really follow along and keep supporting, because we need your support as much as you require our support as well. We all support each other. And Rae, we're going to put those organizations in the links in the description. Is there any other way that you would like people to follow along with your journey or the work that you're doing?
No, I think if you follow those links, that will be great. And definitely I'll be back here to be on a future episode with Juan and the team. And we can't say enough about how grateful we are to be involved. Mahalo nui, Juan.
Absolutely. Huge mahalo to yourself. Huge mahalo to our community. Huge mahalo to everybody. And we hope that you get involved in some capacity. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Go ahead and check us out. Subscribe, follow, listen. And if you're super inclined, go ahead and join our Patreon, which is down in the description as well. We look forward to catching up next time on our next Maestros Vibe. Ahui ho.
Mahalo.
A wrap.